In today's business world, customers' expectations are constantly increasing. With the rise of the internet, we've seen a lot more competition, both locally and globally, which has exceeded dramatically the expectations that customers have. And if you aren't meeting their expectations, they have hundreds, sometimes thousands of other options that they can choose from. So how do we keep up with the expectations of our customer, and why is it so hard to do so? Well, customers today are highly segmented, meaning they are put into groups now with much more specific demands and needs. And within your target market at your business, if you just look at your customers, you can probably break them down into much smaller segments of your overall target market that have very specific needs. They buy different products from you, and they resonate with different messaging that you put out in your ads and in your content. So they're becoming more segmented. But the businesses that are still struggling, why a lot of businesses are losing in this market, is because they still have very low personalization. Meaning they are providing one product or service offering, and they are communicating in the same way to everybody. I call this a spray and pray mentality of advertising, where you just blast out a message to everyone and hope that just a marginal, small percentage respond to that message. And it doesn't work. It yields a very low, what I call conversion rate, which just means the number of prospective customers that actually turn into buyers. But what great businesses are doing today is they realize that the demands are ever increasing, so they create high personalization, which results in a high conversion rate. So how do we do that? How do we go from someone who is always fighting to keep up with customer demands? Well, here's 4 steps I think you can start utilizing to create a more personalized brand to meet the needs of your customers. I think about it in 4 steps. Step number 1 is gather customer data. Your customers' needs and problems are always going to come first. And if you have a mechanism to gather data on your customers on an ongoing basis, the more data you have, the more curated your product and service offering can be, which leads me to my next step. Based on that data, create a curated product and service offering. Curated offering right here. Once you've created a offering that is specific to what they want, then you need to tailor a message. All your messaging, the way you communicate, the words you choose to engage your audience, that now needs to be tailored as well. So the 3rd step is to create a tailored message. And then lastly, sell. Just sell. At this point, if you can do these 3 steps, you will succeed in the 4th step. All the hard work has been done. At this point, you've got to sell. And here's the great part. If you can just start to do this and think through this framework, what's going to happen is as you sell more products, that's going to increase the amount of data you are getting on your customer. And this whole cycle, this whole framework is going to grow and get better and better, where the more you sell, the more data you get on your customer, the more curated your offering and your message can be, and that's going to help you sell even more. So if you're out there and you're thinking, how am I going to keep up with the demands of my customers? Go back to these 4 steps. That's going to help you create a much more personalized service offering for your customers.